MarkKing here, and here's a story by the Examiner. It's referencing a story from the Daily Signal. I'll tie them in 1 second. So, the unmitigated disaster of feminist propaganda. This is by Suzanne Venker, right? I love a good whistleblower. A fantastic new article by the Daily Signal implodes the lies women have been telling for decades in the media. Once again, I'll repeat, women are great tools of communism. They tend to be group thinkers. They tend to take orders very well from the media and whatever they think is trendy, okay? Anyway, Susan Ellen Browder, a former longtime cosmopolitan writer, admits she spent 20 years pulling the wool over women's eyes by telling them marriage and babies hold women back and that sexual liberation is the true path to fulfillment. Again, this entire line lets you know what women are, okay? When you go against your true nature, right, you end up unhappy in life, okay? All right? Right? Especially having babies in a stable relationship, okay? This does not build a stable woman, okay? This is why I preach to men, I preach to my friends, never never go out with a liberal woman. Don't even entertain the idea, okay? It sounds terrible at first, but when you have experience and you really think about their belief system and think about I'm not gonna say your belief system. Think about what generally makes people happy. Okay, sometimes people don't understand themselves. Okay, to be happy, you have to understand yourselves. Especially as a man, you must understand yourself. Okay, right? Some people aren't capable of understanding themselves. Okay, understand what motivates you. Understand what makes you tick as a person. Understand what like you statistic what's happiest. Again, when people look at values between conservatives and liberals, most people align with conservatives. They never explore their own ideas, okay? They just simply follow what they're told from above. When we think of left wing propaganda, most of us think of mainly television and radio, but another arm is the media. True. In 2005, another whistleblower, former Ladies' Home Journal editor Marina Blath, exposed the spinsters how the women of the media sell unhappiness and liberalism. Woman magazine, a near $7 billion business, are based on telling women their lives are too tough for them. I remember like just 10, 15 years ago, magazines used to tell women what will make them happy is making their man happy. Okay? Now, as to read these things in magazines, look, a woman wakes up supposed to give her boyfriend or husband sex. Okay, this was these things are true, right? Again, for men to be happy, they need sex and relationship and a marriage. Okay, it isn't women's magazines, but books too. Take an example: 2010 book "Secret of Powerful Woman," a compilation of essays from left-wing women. Again, these are the betrayers of the world. They don't really know what to think, and those who are smart enough to realize what to think are just selling communist and Marxist talking points. Okay, a woman has a right to control her own body is absolutely central to the success as a civilization. The world's most oppressive regimes target those who would liberate women from shackles of ignorance and bondage. This includes reproductive bondage and parallels to be drawn in our own country, wrote Susan and Bevan, a co-chair Republican majority for choice. Reproductive isn't bondage. Okay? You gotta look what's the usually okay look for the modifiers, look for the euphemisms, how they label. Again, reproductive is your biological drive. Okay, every person, 99.9%, 0.999% of people have this reproductive drive, right? But what gives you the happiest, most successful outcome? Okay, again, if a woman says she doesn't want to have kids, never go out with her. Okay, it's a sign of a feminist. Okay, a naive person full of naivety, a person full of narcissism and self-flatulence. Okay, and Republican wrote that. Okay, again, communism affected both parties, but it was most effective towards the left because that's consisted of the liberals. Okay, Baudet told the Daily Signal she was initially drawn to feminist movement as it was originally fighting for equal opportunity. Again, okay, so feminism was never about equal opportunity, right? It was always about advantages without doing the hard work, okay? And people point towards the women's suffrage movement and the women's right to vote coming at the expense of men, essentially because men had to basically men had to be drafted essentially. Okay, that's it, right? And women didn't want that, you know. Even now, right? When they are trying to push, I'm not sure if they did push women to be drafted. Women will fight against that part, right? But also, it's all it's all BS. Okay, everybody knows when war comes, somehow the woman. I think the stats. I think 92, 93% of women magically get pregnant when it's time for war. Okay, when it's time to serve, they magically become pregnant. Okay, everybody knows what's going to happen. The army knows these things. Okay, the army is infested by social justice warriors. Not everybody, but once, like, okay, so once, for example, once a city reached 20% urban population, get my drift? Your city becomes destroyed with crime, with rape, with deaths, with it just becomes infested, right? Same thing with the army. All it takes is 20% of people, you're ruined, right? So 20% of people can basically force anything on everybody else. Social justice. But the two movements became intricable about it says in part of propaganda she helped spread again. Propaganda, they're tools and they don't even realize it. Right? And people who realize it, it's often too late. Okay, by planting salacious stories about women having extravagant affairs in such places as Cleveland and Des Moines, Bowser said the magazine spread its mores throughout the country with thought of culture by pretending they were much more widespread than they were. So, again, this is why like the media is very dangerous, right? Like, I don't know if people remember when Sex and the City was in the air. Women wanted to be like the I guess I her name was like Carrie. I think Carrie Grant. I think I don't remember. Right? They wanted to live those lives, but again, it was spreading lies. Okay, lives aren't like that. But again, this works on the ignorant, on the less informed, on the not too bright, and you end up with single mothers. Okay, single used up mothers, and men don't want used up mothers. They don't want used women. Okay, and therein lies the rub. When you start betraying the truth added browder, it will come back to haunt you. Okay, and it has. Not only has a generation have much to answer for indoctrinating young women, what I would like to come out as a young woman to know is that how my generation got it wrong. Okay, their daughters and granddaughters are now living with the fallout. Have been told marriage plus babies equal bondage. Again, when I see the media do this, they're enemies. Enemies. Okay, these are used up women, and you usually find these women in the hood. Okay, for those who grew up in the hood, almost all of them are used up by 18. Okay, all right. Indeed, women's happiness have plummeted. Absolutely, you know, as women become more liberated, they've happiness has gone down. Again, people should shoot for the American Pie. Remember the picket fence? You know, the white picket fence, the house. 2.3 kids. Again, that's happiness there. Okay, right? But you have to do the right things to gain the happiness. And thankfully, as a man, you have a lot longer to get your happiness because of biology, because of nature, and probably because of God. Okay. Okay. Women once it's 30, that's it. Most of their value is gone. As a man, you start to excel at 30. You have a longer sustainability to get your happiness. Okay. Okay. So those in college and seeing all the girls hook up, just know, look, they'll be unhappy in life, and you will gain your happiness. This is terrible for both man and woman, but it's especially hard for a woman whose predicament is no small thing. My woman puts all her energy into the professional sphere because she says there's no good man to marry, all while having no clue that, again, they love good man to marry, just they won't date down. To that extent, a lot of men have given up and just decided to play video games and stay home. And the thing is, it's very hard to move on, right? Simply because you're not given a job like other people are. Okay, I know friends is like they don't make enough money. They don't. They work hard. They just stuck at a job and they need a better drive to move on. Some men do get comfortable just making money enough to play video games and that's it. But isn't that what the freedom is about? Hey, beats me. I think people need just men need a better drive sometimes, including myself. Like I said, maybe I should give another go at teaching, but I have such a bad taste in my mouth with this nasty kid, just absolutely nasty. And when you have female leadership, just be prepared for a lot of two-facedness and backstabbingness for people who haven't dealt with it. Image after image, fake story after fake story, all the wrong things about men, women, sex, and marriage. Again, the media are basically propagandists, Marxist tools. They push unhappiness on men and women, but it affects women more, right? Because women make the bad decisions, men have the logic, right? Even though women are kind of like the gatekeepers, because they technically have to open their legs for men, and men are the ones who chase women, right? But if women are essentially given away to, how do I say this, the 20%, the other 80% of men would just choose not to sacrifice their own lives, their livelihoods, for something that's not worth it. Okay, maybe that's a smart decision. That's for each person to make. So anyway, this is by Susan Venker, but I'm gonna tie this into the original article. Okay, highlighted there, but this one came from the Daily Signal. She wrote fake news for Cosmopolitan. Now she gets misleading women, right? This is by Kelsey Bolar. Okay. Sue Ellen Broder wrote fake news before fake news was even a thing. Okay. Again, she's a cosmopolitan writer for 20 years. She pushed propaganda. Okay. Propaganda is not used just sell products. It's also used to sell ideas. Again, this is one of the tools of the Marxist communists. Okay. They lie. They push propaganda. They push a lie so much that people start thinking it's true. Okay. If you read 5 magazines and they say the exact same thing, people may start to believe it. Okay. Okay. Many people, including myself, are very susceptible to this. We read the exact same things over and over. We tend to believe it. So this is the money shot for me right here, right? But from a point on, the narrative was set. Essentially, all women want this, and that's how propaganda works. Again, this is like I said, what communism is, right? Right? This is what the media pushes. Okay, the media makes you think under communism. The media makes you think it's what you think. Okay, so if you say something, they want the public to think that they think. So if I see Orange Man bad, you also see Orange Man bad, you think it's your own ideas. It's not. It's just that it's been repeated. It was been repeated, and you're repeating their ideas without exploring. This is why I tell people, explore ideas. Okay, it's important to explore ideas. Okay, it's how you defeat this totalitarian stuff. Okay. Anyway, I may leave it here. Let me see if anything else I could take away. Haunted me traumatic experience. She converted to Catholicism. Once again, right? One of the ways you fight the communist enemies is to belief system, religion, Catholic belief, Christian belief. Okay. Again, women are depressed after have abortions, and then this is what the media hides. All this stuff. You know, and again, one of the things about communism, they tend to tell you half truths. So basically, imagine them telling you, quote unquote, all the positives, okay? And they never tell you the drawbacks. Then sometimes the positives are all lies. Again, I don't know how abortion equals women's right to choose or pro-choice, right? Again, it's a euphemism. It's just a term to hide what the truth is, right? In reality, it's ending the potential of life or ending life. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave that here. We ranted a bit too long, but I'll try to put both stories up so you guys can read for yourself. And that's it. I hope you enjoy. I hope something was educational, something was interesting, something was fun. I don't know what was fun about this besides one being miserable, but yeah, that's it. Hope you like, share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Stay tuned. I'll do more stories.